Hey guys, where's the screen? Oh, there it is. Hello, welcome back to another episode of GTNH. How's everyone doing? Sorry, it's been like 4 days or something like that since the last episode, so I forgot how to stream and play the game. Bear with me. A pretty eventful past couple of days. I think Friday and Saturday I wasn't able to stream because I did end up visiting home for Mother's Day. And then Thursday I didn't stream either. I don't know. When was the last time I streamed? Let me check. The 5th, which was Tuesday. Oh, it was Tuesday. So it's been almost a week since the last stream. Oops. No, I think the last 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday, I didn't stream. Yeah, I remember. I went on like walks and then I came back and I was like, yeah, I'm going to take a nap. And the nap ended up taking way too long. So I just didn't end up streaming. Anyways, yeah, we're back. Hey, Extreme. But yeah, pretty eventful past couple of days. It was Mother's Day, of course, so there's that. I did go back home for a little bit. I also got some, I guess, big news from work. I was talking to my manager about it, and it turns out that, yeah, I'm going to have to move to Houston for about a month for training. So I kind of made the decision to start packing out everything, and I'll be moving out of my apartment by the end of this week. So I'm already in move out mode. My apartment's kind of a mess. Everything, well, not everything, but there's a good amount of boxes all over the place. It's not fun. And when I went back home for Mother's Day, I stuffed my car as much as possible with as much as I can shove in there. And if I haven't even put a dent, there's so much stuff. The marimba, I don't know how I'm gonna deal with it. That dude is way too large for its own good. But we'll figure it out. Anyway, so it's like also made me think about like what's gonna happen the next couple months. So that's really the plan. 1 month I'm in Houston for training, and then right after it's moving up to Idaho, like I mentioned. I still have to go up there, but so part of that challenge is like, oh wait, where am I gonna stay in that small amount of time? Because like most apartments are like you need at least 3 months or so. So it's a whole bunch of stuff, challenges I have to figure out, but it's gonna be a little rocky, content wise, because I'll be all over the place. But I will try to make the effort to like record a little more, or like stream a little more. Anyways, what was the last thing I did? No idea. I think it was something to do with antimatter. Yeah. So it really is. It's very much a chore. Oh man, and I've been here for like 2.5 years, and I've accumulated a bunch of stuff, mostly instruments, and I've also like discovered some things I didn't even know I had. Like I checked under the sink, and I found like a slow cooker. I didn't know I had it, but it's like a real small one. It's like a little small thing. It's called a queso, slow cooker cheese. It's for cheese, I guess, but I just found a bunch of stuff I didn't know existed. It's a challenge, but we'll figure it out. I got a couple days, and I don't know if you guys know me by now. I'm very much a believer in the due date is the due date. So I'm over here already stressing out because I'm going to do everything on Thursday. Don't do that. Anyways, one of the last things I did was work on antimatter. And I did fix the logic here. I did kind of check. I'm gonna admit to it. I looked at the wiki for a hint. I feel ashamed, but I'm not gonna like deny it either. So really the main difference between my solution and the wiki solution is drip check. For some reason, I don't know why. I think this is just a quirk with Factory Manager or SFM. Even if you had like no signal going into here,
am I late for the stream?
It's going to like continuously dump fluids in here, and I just didn't know how to deal with that. And I don't think the person who made the guide either, I don't think they knew how to deal with it either. So they added a drip check. That's what I call it, right? But really all this is checking if there's already something in there. Don't put anything else. That's all this is. And that kind of fixed everything. So Right now, I have it pushing in. Hello, LCR Glazers. Are you? I'm sorry. I love your name. If you say LCR, um, in reference to large chemical reactor, that's such a funny name. Anyway, so that item rename point redeem, I just saw it. You have to choose an item for me to rename. If that wasn't what you were trying to do, then I can redeem the point or like return the points. Anyway, so right now I have it pushing a bucket every 5 seconds. And I also reduced the interface here. It is able to get both fluids from this one. So we have an interface here and then like a stocking to take care of the one of the fluids, and then I have it accessing this over here. So this thing has been running nonstop, basically. So building up antimatter. I can give it a little more, but I don't want to. I don't think I need to. Because we built up a lot of power so far. So for the past, 4 days, we basically, almost tripled our power. So that's a pretty big number. And how much per hatch? What do you mean? Oh, in the antimatter? I can show you over here. It's I'm following that power guide thing that you linked. So this is for the minimum, assuming copper right there. I can upgrade it, but I'm not going to upgrade it yet because I don't need to. But right now it's 208. Whatever 208,000 is divided by 16, which is I don't even know what the number is. It's following the spreadsheet that you sent me for sure. So we can still upgrade this thing like crazy. For example, giving it a different fluid. I'm using copper right now, but even with just copper, this thing is oh, that's a lot of power. So this is every 5 seconds it's producing. So if you do the math, it's 1e15 times, that's per second, right? So multiply by 20, divide by 5. So multiply by 4, right? So that's I don't think it knows how to do that. So that's basically 4 times 10 to the 15th per tick, which is like way more than our Dyson swarms were ever going to produce. Our Dyson swarms, keep in mind, they were doing 10 times 10 to the 13th. So this is like 2 factors up. It's pretty good. And it's not even like, yeah, like it's not even like that efficient either. I can still upgrade this like crazy. So I gave it a bucket because whatever settings I have here, it's averaging like 1100. Let me, you know what? Let me. There's a whole thing that I was looking at. And by the way, LCR Glazer, I haven't forgotten about it. But if you have a name, something you want me to name, feel free to say that. I'll give you like 10 minutes, and if not, I'll return the points because that's what that redeem was for. I was looking up something and I forgot. This one. We get flashbanged, sorry. It dumps loads of... Yeah. Let's try to figure this out. So this is what I was doing. 210 liters per second gain. That's what I'm averaging. And then I multiply by 5 because that's how much per burn I want to consume per second. Or for every 5 seconds. So I just did 210 times 5, which is like 1,050. And then I just rounded down to 1,000, which is 1 bucket. That's why I'm giving it a bucket every 5 seconds. It's just based on this. And that way I build up a little bit antimatter just in case. But a bucket per second is giving me that big number that I showed you over here. Yeah, this one over here. Yeah, that's I'm just assuming that that's how it works. But even then, we're only giving it copper, and we're already like 2 factors above our Dyson swarm production. So we're building up power. So that's that. That thing has just been running in the background. It's seeable at high levels of antimatter. I'm gonna have to upgrade it for sure because also the antimatter isn't really. It's also like the bare minimum too. Like we're only giving it the basic fluids. I have all of these level maintained as well, and it's able to keep up. Unless there's something massive crafting. And speaking of which, there is something massive crafting. So off camera, I was also upgrading the Eye of Harmony, of course. I kind of just do this off camera because, yeah, we're not going to do this on camera. It's a lot of waiting. Right now, I upgraded it during lunchtime today. So we're at 651. And again, we'll go back to that spreadsheet. The spreadsheet I want to show you. You have Harmony. We're making good progress. And there's always something to do while we're waiting for it, right? So like right now I have this one, the 651, and I do have it on Proteus, right? Yeah, so this thing's been chugging along. And next step is to get this one, which is tier 7 time dilation, which is actually what's crafting right now. But yeah, this is kind of expensive. We basically have it. It's just, there's bottlenecks for sure. And it looks like component ass line is a bottleneck. So I'm going to bookmark it. Actually, let me do this here. I have to book, not that one, component, this one. I'm going to craft this off camera. Like, it's cheap. It's just time consuming. Superconductor UMV wire is also a little slow. I don't know why those aren't being used. Do you not have a circuit 9? Oh, you know what? It's probably because you're not getting components fast enough. So it should be sharing between all of them. So the bottleneck is component ass line. So we're going to cancel this. Hopefully I actually have enough stuff to actually just make another group of these guys. But that's pretty much what it is. It's just fixing bottlenecks for sure. And we'll get there. And so before I continue, by the way, LCR Glazer, love your name. To type a number with E in the text box things, you have to do it's uppercase. I'm gonna hit you with the cap. There's probably some way to do it. Also, let me return your points because I didn't get a response back. Give me a second. Okay. Flashbang here. Okay, sorry about that. Technically, once you can do 777, you can make the argument you open the final door. Getting the first Universium. Okay. True. So there's a bunch of things I wanted to work on. Let me just see if I can just straight up make another group of component ass lines. Because if I check for components, like for example motors, things like that, yeah, okay, never mind. Unless you're all kind of just stuck being crafted here. This is an off-camera project. On-camera project, I did add more. You're not connected, what the heck? Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember last episode, I was complaining, like, how come my netherite stopped working? And I was over here thinking that it was, like, bugged. It just wasn't connected to output. I said I was going to fix it off camera. I forgot about it, I'm going to be honest. But we noticed it just now, so let me fix this real quick. Oops. Okay, I think that's why our netherite was not working, because it wasn't getting anything. Okay. Oh, that's really funny. Anyway, so what I also did off camera, um, let's do copy, mark copy. I should have basically done all of this. Like I wanted to make another group of QFTs and start automating some other stuff because we're kind of very much behind on that. I might not have the space for it though because of the reactor, but anyway, so if I put you here, should be right there. No, you're gonna replace with air. Hang on, give me a second. So if I do mark copy from here. I feel a little embarrassed about that. It's bound to happen though. There's also something else I wanted to share. Yeah, it looks like I'm not gonna have the space for the chemical reactor. It looks like I'm gonna have to move you. Anyways, there's something I wanted to share. I guess you can say it's like another segment of the stream that I kind of want to start doing. And that's pretty much like just kind of sharing my hiking adventures. This one was kind of a simple hike. Let me do this before I forget what I was talking about. But oh, excuse me. I just wanted to share a little bit. I did go on a hike today. It was a pretty small one, like 3 miles or so. Not even. It was like 2.2 miles. But whether you like it or not, sorry, you're gonna see my hiking adventures. I just want to share it. So today was a pretty cool day because I saw a lot more like animals and plants today. I saw this cool dude. Pretty chill dude. There was actually a ton of them on this plant. I like how they look. You know what they kind of reminded me? They remind me of those like witch spiders in the pack. The ones with the hourglass on their backs. The ones that you should never shoot because they reflect all damage. I've learned that the hard way. And then I saw that this is so cool. I saw 2 vultures aura farming. I was laughing to myself when I saw them because they're just chilling up there. I think that's like a bird box or something like that. But they're just looking over like a pond. But they look so cool. I could have got a better picture, but they were like, the sun was pointing to the right over here. Yeah, they're absolutely mocking. And like, you don't really see vultures that often unless they're like hunting some kind of carcass that fell somewhere. So they know these dudes are just basking in the sun, mogging the pond, whatever. I like to say aura farming, but I also saw this cool looking fungus. Found out later that it's called a jack-o'-lantern mushroom, I think. And yeah, it's incredibly poisonous. Don't eat it. No, I didn't learn the hard way. I looked it up. It said, yeah, don't eat this. So I'm glad I didn't. And then just another field of cactus. I'm a big fan of cactus. Whenever I see like a big field of cactus, I'm like, hell yeah, that looks so nice. A whole bunch of them. And I like to call them ouchies, of course. Just a small little show and tell. I've also been like really trying to learn how to take pictures better because my phone has a pretty good camera. I just don't know how to use it. So I'm starting to like look it up online. Like, hey, how do I take good pictures with my camera? I would say it looks pretty good. This one is a really nice picture. It's very clear, even if I zoom in. Because most pictures I've taken before, when I zoom in, it gets blurry. No, but this one's pretty good. So I am learning how to take better pictures. This one as well. I don't know. I just wanted to share that real quick. Anyways, so I intend to paste this right here. I did plan for it, but I don't know if it. Hang on, let me edit stack resets. To take good pictures, spam click take photo. Yeah, you know what? That's actually not a bad idea. I did craft the plan, so maybe it finished, maybe not. More than likely, I consumed some of the stuff that it was asking for, but like the expensive things, like the casing here, that's done. Everything, I'm just gonna try to craft it. We do need the QFTs running. That's not that bad at all, actually. It's more take a video and then grab a frame from it. Is that what people do? Oh, that's what I do. Okay, so that's totally what I do. I just start spamming it until they tell me to stop, and then I also hit the flip button, so I take selfies of myself. So so when they're looking through the picture, you just see me like with a dumb face. I totally do that too. I'm not ashamed to say that. Okay, we're gonna move the chemical reactor here. Hang on, I'm gonna pause you real quick. Cactus need hydrating. Are you calling me a cactus? That's not a wrong statement, though. Thank you. How do you say that? Her dating? Is that what Brian said? He just heard my bone pop, by the way. Okay, I'm gonna move. Mark cut. Yeah, I'm just gonna copy paste the entire bottom. Now where's this guy going? Where put it? Put it right there. And then finally, like actually connected to a better source, like system of wireless connections, because right now it's kind of cringe. I mean, you know what? This thing has no channels? Really? What is this even connected to? What are all these random LCR centrifuges excited for? They're the OG Naquadol line. All of this is OG Naquadol. It's super old though. I guess we have one for phosphoric acid. I forgot about that. Everything here is like super outdated. That's what I'm trying to do with the QFTs. I'm trying to like get rid of everything here. These are more modern. Not this one. This is the heck is this? I guess this is electrolyzing sodium hydroxide for sodium dust. There was a time when I had no sodium. So this doesn't need to exist anymore. There's just a bunch of stuff that I don't even know what it does anymore, honestly. Okay, so there's nothing connected here. So I'm just gonna connect everything right here. Okay, that's already what it was. There's a lot of connections that are a lot of machines that don't have any reason to exist. Did you know you can already use a single MCR for absolutely everything? Yes, because it's one of the few machines that do a perfect overclocks. So my understanding is that if a machine does perfect overclocks, you don't need to spam it because upgrading the power is just as good as making more machines. So yeah, I have not bothered with. This is the only LCR that I have. I've not bothered with it, and is never a bottleneck. I'm gonna give it a 64 amp just so I don't have to connect laser to it anymore. Right there. Unless it doesn't like that. Speaking of LCR, right? No, it's mega chemical reactor. Energy hatch limited by glass tier, so I may have to upgrade the glass tier. No? Okay, well, there it is. I just wanted to move it so it doesn't get in the way of the QFTs over here. Then this doesn't need to exist anymore either. Bye. No, but for the show and tell stuff, I would like to do it more often. I just like to share the trips. And hopefully try to convince some of you to go take a walk. Touch grass. It's important. It definitely makes me feel better too whenever I do that. Put this with Aegon. And right there. Okay. No, but I was also like joking around on the Discord once, saying something like, I've been trying to take better pictures, and I'm very confident, basically guaranteed that it's gonna evolve into me getting an actual good camera. And then it'll further evolve into me recording recording the hikes. Oh, I have to do this. And then it will further evolve again into hiking streams. Imagine. I don't know. There's been at least 2 people that have shown interest. We're a small community, so that's more than enough people to convince me that, like, yeah, maybe I should do this. But of course, I need to invest. Cameras are not cheap at all. I don't know about vlogs. Not much of a vlog person. I mean, that's more of a joke, really. I don't think I'm actually gonna like stream because I like to pay attention to the hike itself. I kind of just live in the moment, I guess. And if I'm streaming it, it's a little more tricky to do that. There's a large park around here, half the size of Singapore, with every type of wildlife you can imagine in Canada. I did not know you were Canadian. That marks what? Second Canadian? Hello. You probably mentioned it, I don't remember. All right, before I paste it, I do have to make sure it's actually crafted. Component ask line is acting a fool. UMV electric motors. Get out of there. Pumps. Get out of there. That's a piston. Where are the pumps? Right there. Get out. You're taking 37.5 seconds. You're so slow. Yeah, I have the same argument. It's a very similar argument with watching a concert. I prefer not to record the concert because I kind of just want to enjoy the performance. However, like recording it, like having some kind of contraption that I don't know, like some kind of GoPro and a helmet, whatever, I think that'd be pretty cool. Oh yeah, for sure. There's a lot of stuff in here. How much you want to bet it's you and you? For a concert, yeah, it's true. What are you trying to craft? You. I don't even know what you're trying to craft. And fuel generators. Conveyor modules, UIV. It's right here. This thing has been like nonstop processing stuff, and I'm trying to like not have it process this stuff because it's gonna take forever. It's on the track. I know I gotta upgrade it. I should also mention, if I go back to the Eye of Harmony, that's an airplane overhead, by the way. You might hear it. 10 o'clock? The heck? Anyways, but after I get to 677, or I think it's once you get to 777, right? Notice what it says here. So I think I have to get the first 777 and then copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, right? So that's gonna be hilariously expensive. IRL streaming is also very hard, yes, because it's especially like when you're out there in the woods, there's nothing. How are you gonna get a signal out there in the first place? What are you making? Conveyor module, UIV. UIV? That's you. Get out. Why did it show up in my inventory? Oh no. Guys, how many voters do I have? Get out of my inventory. There we go. Ever since I learned about this little button, it's saved me so much. That's weird. Why did it show up in my inventory? I don't know. There we go. Okay, hey, that worked. So I guess this is consumed. Oh, it's consumed, yeah. Because I need this to make the stuff like that. Okay. Okay. So you're saying I should prepare ahead of time for multiple 777s. I mean, there's still a long time before like we actually do that. Yeah, this stuff's expensive. Okay, there we go. We have the plan, which means I should be able to paste the other QFTs. And put that right over here. You get atoms worth of universe. Is it really that little? I guess, yeah, you do. That's 180, 180. How many times a second that is? Or how many hours? 190. I'm confused right now. I'm sorry. I'm all shocked. Divide by 60. So that's in minutes. Divide by 60 for hours. 52 hours. For only like 1,000 universe. Ew, and the chance as well, right? Okay, we have 4 of these dudes now, 4 extra ones. Next step is to start figuring out what goes where. So what are some recipes I should be doing? Also, what are recipes that I already have? Because I don't know. Let's first clear out this one because I don't think I want to have as many passive ones. We already have one of the knacks. Inert Naquadah. There's more than one, right? So this one is doing all of the glues and the soldering stuff. This is the one doing Naquadah. Inert Naquadah, at least. And I think we kind of just produce it, turn it into inert, and it just exists like that. So when I need actual Naquadah, I craft it. Triple knacks? Okay. There's 3 knacks, right? That's what you're saying? Hang on. I know there's 3 different ones. Okay. So we'll focus on that first. This was the other one, right? Let's do this one. Yeah, this is the other one. So we'll go over here. It's starting to get a little confusing right here. So I need to have simple Naquadah catalyst. I need to craft you. Another thing I wanted to work on. I don't know when I'm gonna do it. If we have the time today. Naquadria being the funny power one that you need for sure. What do you mean? Oh, for the based fuel, something like that. Craft one. What was I saying? If we have the time for today, there's something else I wanted to work on, which is setting up passive DTPFs. For antimatter. Got you, got you. I don't even know what you're doing. Shirabon, of course you are. But setting up passive DTPFs is another major goal that I have. What power are you getting? Are you even getting power? Where are you getting power from? The heck? Oh, laser. I forgot that this one was getting laser. Okay. We're just going to stick with 64 amp UMV hatches for now. Just a decent baseline. Yeah, that one. There it is. Found it. And that means, yeah, that's it. The other ones should have 64 amps as well. Yep. It's getting a little confusing here. And as we continue growing, okay, let me put that. Fine, fine. Oh, we were out of space. That's why. Why? I mean, I guess it makes sense because I did craft an absolute buttload of items through the Eye of Harmony craft. So I'm just gonna do what I always do and add more of these, and not think about it until I really should think about it. Actually, how many infinity chests do I have? None. I won't think about it right now. Enjoy. Instantly full. Fluids? Fluids are okay. You have space. Yeah. That's just gonna permanently be a I'll deal with it when I feel like it situation. Also, this is gonna bother me. Infinity cookies. I mean, that's probably what I'm gonna end up doing is just spamming it with infinity chests, which I've already crafted probably in the tens of thousands at this point because I have Harmony upgrades. I use infinity chests a lot, so I know I can craft them, but I'm lazy. Also, this does not need to exist. There you go. Okay, so this is the one that I was doing. Simple Naquadon Catalyst. Just need one for now, and we'll see how slow or fast it is. So this one is going to need, first of all, give it another stick. I have a bunch of you, just use those. And connect it to storage. Remember queuing up 50k infinity chests for either a bunch of astro arrays or gate. 50,000 things get so expensive. I'll craft you one, take it or leave it. Okay, so you're going to need to stock carbon, zinc, enriched naquadon oxide mixture dust, sulfuric acid, and oxygen. I'll check it out right now. Let me set this up here. Do 10k of each. And also fermium. fermium plasma. Right there. Okay. Infinity chests. We can do it. Technically, it's just buffers. I may have to worry about water. Yeah, I'm gonna have to increase water at some point. But it's mostly just buffers. We can totally do it. Argon, I just have to set up a space pump for it. Distilled water, same thing. Benzene, same thing. Or no, I have to fix my distillation. Circuit costs, I don't know. That's a lot of circuits. Man, you're expensive. I'm gonna have to deal with this, right, at some point. Okay, I mean, it's obviously not a focus right now, but it's still a little spooky to know that we have to deal with it at some point. Okay, so I think what we're gonna do the same thing, and just leave it as inert naquadot dust, because this is an instant craft. If I, or maybe not actually. Hang on, let me check. Yes, it's an instant craft with basically this thing I have going on, so I'm gonna do that. But can you finish it before the heat death of the universe? I don't know how to answer that, so I'm not going to. All right, I'm gonna add a storage for all of this. And I have like a ton of storage here. So something for trinium, something for inert naquadot, and something for waste liquid. Which honestly, I don't think we need to worry about that actually, because it's gonna get distilled instantly. Okay, yeah, we're not. I'm just gonna distill it instantly, so I need to have all of this in storage. Because I'm pretty sure our distillation tower already has waste liquid. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Salt water. Fennel. No, that's not how it works. One at a time. Fennel. And hydrochloric acid. Chrome. Inert naquadot. And trinium. I'm pretty sure I have all of those fluids already in here. Maybe not fennel. However you pronounce it. I know I have hydrochloric. The other one was salt water. That's there already. But fennel? No. Now you are. Okay. And there it is. So this guy is just gonna exist in the background. That's all that matters. This thing is so bugged. While sharing it does not like the animation. But I'm gonna keep it like that because it's funny. And then I have to connect you to storage. I don't know what else that's connected to, but there it is. Okay. So there's that. And I look at inert, enriched aqueduct dust. So I need to make this recipe. And if I look at this neutron activator, you're on a different EV threshold. So I can't quite like shove it into here. I would love to, but I can't. So you need to get copy pasted. Sorry, I have to color code. Yeah, okay. And then we planning, plan all manual. Missing a pattern, literally don't care. And I drink water while it crafts. It's basically done. Okay. All right. Now this guy, paste it. Put it right over here. You're not gonna hit the Godforge, right? No, it's fine. There's a bunch of these towers everywhere. Actually, I can probably just hijack one of these. Because I'm pretty sure that's what they're doing. Nah, don't mess with it. Don't mess with it. If it's already existing, don't mess with it. Because I'm gonna cripple something by accident. Okay. So I need to tell this inverted, right? No, I forget how this works. Yeah, inverted. And then we put the upper threshold. So we'll do 890. Wait. 875. And there we go. Okay. So next step is to connect this guy to output. Right there. Connect you. And then you. Right here. Neutron activator in a quadria moment. This one is going to be enriched Nakodon moment. Okay. And then you need the recipe itself. That's you. Maybe I should have a storage for this as well. Yeah. At least for the fluid. That's going to make me 16 of them right now. So let me actually do something that I wanted to do for a while. Is infinity catalysts. Because right now we bake it and then we cool it down into the ingot. But what if I just use some melting core instead? That's what I was thinking. Because I feel like that's going to be like way faster. Let me also take off the original recipe. Get out of there. That's way faster. And then the Infinity Catalyst ingot, I can get that out of there. Because these were one of the bottlenecks that I was having. But if I do it like this, it should be a little quicker. Let me try making one of you. That's way faster. Okay. There we go. Bottleneck fixed. Why did I want to fix a bottleneck? I don't remember. What was I doing? Yeah, digital singularity. Easy. Okay, and I might as well start changing the recipes for molten enriched aqueduct. Get out of there. That's cringe. You don't need to exist anymore. And also to make enriched aqueduct ingot, just solidify it. Like that. And this one goes right over here. Okay, I think that's it. I am kind of waiting on a digital singularity, so I'm gonna pick that up right now. I don't know why this is going on. This is so funny to me. I think while sharing it, like, makes it freak out. It doesn't know what to do. That's fine. Okay, so there's the inert enriched naquadon, and there's another one, right? This is the one we just did, and I think it's this one. And prismarine. Okay, this is going to be the other one we set up. We need prismarine. Let me bookmark it. So this is the next one. Yeah, okay. So fermium plasma for sure needs to be in here. You also need a 16384 storage cell. You need hydrogen, fluorine, and oxygen. Set up 10 million of each one. And then also simple naquadol catalyst. That shouldn't be too bad, but you need you, sodium, and carbon. Okay, and then simple naquadol, which is what we already set up. Right there. And this one is going to produce just a bunch of dusts. So each one of these should have its own singularity. I can do that right now, actually. If I knew it was going to be like that. Oh, it makes inert naquadol dust, actually. Yeah, we'll store it. What was I trying to say? That probably if I do another huge pack like this, I don't think I'm going to have a subnet, like a storage subnet. I think I'm just going to shove everything into the main net. To me, it feels like it's just a lot easier to deal with. Maybe filter some things that like are super expensive, yes, but like just just shove everything on the mainnet, I think. Yeah. Because it's just a lot of configuration that I don't really want to deal with. But it's something that we already have set up, and our base relies on it. So I'm not trying to cripple our base. I'm not gonna mess with it. Also, you should be here. Yeah. So I'm only doing this because we already have it set up. I don't want to. I don't want to mess with it. I'm scared. But I think I've always preferred doing that. Just keep adding storage cells until it works. That seems to be like, why are you stuck? I'm just going to cancel you. I remember when burning was like, I'll make buildings for everything. Yeah. About 2.5 years ago. Times have changed. It always ends up being a lawn base, though. That's what everyone says. I totally agree with it, though. Hey, demonic. Yeah. You know how long it takes to build anything? And then let me filter you like that. And there we go. Okay, so next step, we have inert Naquadol. This stuff. So I need to process this down using another neutron activator. Yes, but like Samsa is like one of the ones I would consider is a sicko. And I say that with like the most respect. Whenever I say sicko, that just means that they have the patience that I cannot. I don't have that patience. And being a sicko, whenever I say that, that's a big compliment. It's just a funny thing I've noticed that a lot of like really fancy bases on the startup screen, whenever you load up the pack, the majority of the super nice bases are like early game, which it's just an interesting phenomena, I guess, if that's the right word to say. Okay, you're pretty much ready to craft. And so I can't build this guy here because it's gonna get in the way of the Godforge. So can I build it behind it? I'm just gonna put it right behind it. So this one needs 500. We'll just say 550. How are you doing, demonic? Oops. $550. Oh no. 875. Sorry. This is the one that was already placed down. All right, so this one is invert 550 because it does not save the settings in matter manipulator. How dare you? So rude. But it's okay. I can't be mad at you. Quelling mode. Don't at me. Right there. This one. Connect this to you right here. Wasn't your team's base like that too, demonic? Trying to remember. Where it did start off as some pretty interesting buildings. And then one of the buildings was just a big lawn base on the inside. So can I say that this isn't a lawn base if I cover this entire thing with the warehouse construction? Then can I say it's not a lawn base? Is that how it works? A yard sale is what I prefer to call it, though. But I think we all know what I'm referring to. Excuse me. Okay, so this one is going to be Naquadom moment. And it's a garage base. That's funny. Is Naquadom with an H or not? This is a very important question. It is with an H. I gotta fix this one too. Hang on. There we go. So you guys can't get mad at me. Next step is to finish this. So I need to find a way to store all this nickel and molten Naquadom. Mm-hmm. Garage base does sound pretty funny though. Mm-hmm. Nequadria, we want Naquadom next. And that's pretty much it. This one is molten Naquadom. This one is nickel. Have I finished moving yet? Oh, don't remind me. No, so I talked about it earlier, but so my current the plan right now is to move out of this apartment on Saturday. Everything is gonna be out. I'm gonna take everything back home with my parents for like 2 weeks or so, and then I have to move for Houston for about a month. And when I move up to Houston, I'm only going to like take the bare minimum stuff. So really like a duffel bag of my clothes, whatever, and a suitcase, I guess. My gaming PC setup, of course. That's pretty much it. So I got about 3 weeks until I officially move out. No, I mean technically it's next week, but it's things are moving fast. I don't know how to deal with it yet or respond to it or how I feel about it. And so I talked about the Houston stuff. It was something that we talked about in the job interview that it wasn't a guaranteed thing, but they like it was basically suggested that I would have to go to Houston for training. Because a lot of the stuff I'm going to be working on, I do need a lot of hands-on training. Things like, OSHA safety training as well. The electrical safety, there's also like actually working on the stuff. So I need to be in Houston for that. But it's only for about a month. And then when the project actually starts, that is when I go up. And so it's a funny thing that I was talking with my team lead about it. Because they mentioned June 15th was the date I have to be in Idaho. And that's what it said in the job application, right? Or the job description. But then I talked to my manager and he was like, yeah, we just put that there just to put something there because they wanted us to. But they didn't actually have a date. But they said like somewhere around the first week of July. So that's when I found out about that like late last week. So I'm like, okay, it's a good thing I didn't find a place yet because I was pretty close to settling down somewhere, like choosing where I was gonna stay. I was pretty close to it. So I'm like, okay, thank you. Thanks for letting me know because I don't have to do that. Molten Naquadom. Okay, let me fix the recipes here before I forget. But yeah, things are moving very fast. I'm not used to it, but that's just how things are, right? Did I not? I guess I didn't do the recipe yet. So it's going to be a pretty busy couple of weeks. I expect about 2 to 3 months. And that's the other challenge too. Like, where am I going to stay for that 1 month? Because most apartment complexes are like, yeah, you need at least 3 months for us to even consider you. So I've thought about things like a what was I gonna say? Like Airbnb. Airbnb is of course an option, but there's also other things like one of the websites I found out is Furnished Finder, and apparently people use it for like specifically things like that. Like, hey, you're traveling for work and you need a place to stay for like a little bit. So that's where I'm gonna start. But it's gonna be a very rocky like 2-3 months until I finally settle down. So the stream stuff is going to be up in the air. I can't guarantee I will stream. I would like to, but it also depends on like the internet situation. The internet is the biggest like concern I have. How is it going to work with Wi-Fi, for example? How good is the Wi-Fi and whatever? Am I going to interrupt other people because I'm going to be living in a shared space as well? Are my neighbors going to be louder than the neighbor I have right now? I hope not, but it's possible as well. So it's going to be up in the air. But stuff like this is necessary, of course. But overall, pretty excited. Very, very different, new stuff. It'll be fine. Had a very rough couple of weeks, more like months, few years. I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, this thing is running. No, it's pretty tough, but when there's a will, there's a way, as they say. Bars. What was I doing? Oh, think I just needed to set this up and we're good to go. 2 channels right there. And I think this is inert aqueduct dust. So molten aqueduct. If I try to craft you, we're just waiting on it, but it's going to build up over time. Okay. So the other thing is molten, or the nakodon ingot. That's not how you spell nakodon. Not that one. Nope. Enriched nakodon ingot. I don't think. Yeah, that one should not exist. Get out of there. This one. So this one should be fluid solidified. Right there. Easy. Okay, so if I try to craft like, not that one, I guess that one's fine. That's pretty quick. Can't complain about that. Okay, so that is 2 extra QFDs going. Of course, the thing is forever cursed. I don't know why it looks like this. Like, why are you stretching over here? It makes no sense. This is already stretching. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it has something to do with wall sharing. It doesn't look like it's a good idea to wall share. But we're going to do it anyways because these casings are dumb expensive. Okay, so that's another group of machines done. The next one is Prismarine. I need Prismarine. We'll do this one. So prismatic acid, that's you. So I need to have crystal colorization catalyst. Guess I had one already. Oh, I mean, I totally get it. I've always been like, ew, I don't want to drive. But I will say, lately, I've been a lot more open to driving. Mostly because I've been like a lot more open with visiting different places like state parks and whatnot. But I totally get it. It's a thing. It's unfortunate that people in the US especially have to deal with driving. Because you can't really do much if you don't have a car. That's just how things are, though. There's ways around it, but it can be a little tricky. I'm gonna have to drive like so the drive from here to Idaho, where I'm gonna end up being, is at least like 24 hours, and that is not including like rest, food, breaks, things like that. So I'm probably just gonna plan for like a 3-day road trip, and honestly, it's gonna be pretty fun. I think I say that now, but I'm not gonna enjoy it when I'm actually doing it. But I'm gonna try to take care and like visit all the stuff, like different parks and whatnot. Did about 3,000 miles in the last 3 months. That's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. Ouch. United States moment, right? I'll try doing that. And then you need to have enriched Naquadah and Prismarine Shard. Now, where am I going to get Prismarine Shard? No idea. I think these two things I have to level maintain. The heck are you working already? Yes, you are. I'm going to cancel you, though, until I figured it out. Oh, okay. I'm sorry to hear that. My condolences. Yeah, I had one a couple of about 2 months ago or so. Time flies, actually. It's been a while. No, but sorry to hear that. Autoclave. I think I'm gonna level maintain this stuff. Do I have prismatic comb? Yes. I do have the B for that. So I think what I'm going to do is store this. Just store this as a dust and then craft it to whatever else we would need. Yeah. That's a good way to look at things. That's typically how I would do that as well. Stream Element says now it's not the time to do that. Sorry. Sorry. Bad timing. Yeah, like cancer's no joke for sure. I know I have a family member who's recently suffering that as well. It's very tricky. What are they trying to do? Okay, so I need to have. I'm gonna filter the outputs here, so it needs to be prismatic Nakodon, prismatic acid. This one's not stacking. I have no idea why, but I'm gonna use it. Oh, excuse me. Prismatic goes right there. You're also dust, right? So you are going to show up here. And then prismatic acid. Right there. Right there. Okay. There's not really any other like machines that I have to make to support it. It's just going to exist. Right there. Okay. So that guy is this one, right? And it looks like we're out of Prismarine and Enriched Naquadah. So this stuff I'm going to have to level maintain. Shouldn't be too difficult. I do need another level maintainer for you. Drink some water while I drink some water, yeah. So prismarine shard, I am crafting it using that, and then enriched aqueduct dust. I don't even have a recipe for it. I'm gonna macerate it. Okay, and then prismarine shard. Just go ahead and store 1,000,000. Craft 10k at a time. And enriched aqueduct dust, same thing. There we go.
Go feed the ball.
Second time I went to do hydration check, I had it pulled up to start typing. All right, sure. We feed the ball. We're going on a road trip, by the way. Rubber band ball. I don't think I'm gonna give him like a full name either. He's just gonna forever be called the rubber band ball. That's like what? 4? This thing's heavy. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Okay, I think that's all we really need to do. This thing is already crafting. You already have more than enough. Okay. I think that's good to go. Not really. No, it kind of just exists. So here's another thing I need to worry about is like crafting it. I'm gonna not. Gonna take off some of the recipes involved in it. So this thing is gonna be passive, so don't worry about it. And then for something like molten prismatic naquadah or prismatic naquadah dust. This thing is also craftable, but I'm gonna take off that recipe. Like that. So this is going to be used for things like the ingot. I guess not. Molten prismatic naquadah. There's 2 ways to do this. So you're saying one of them should be passive? Yeah. Yeah, okay. We're gonna passive the fluid extractor. And molten prismatic naquadah is gonna have to change its recipe. It'll keep the recipe. But we can passive some of this in a fluid extractor. And I think we have one. What are you doing? Wood tar. I think we have a fluid extractor that's not doing much. This one is an on-demand one. Yeah, don't mess with this one. I think you're one of the you're the passive one. Not enough fluid output space. What? Oh, never mind. Yeah, that's don't mess with it. I'm just gonna copy paste. This one's an on-demand one. No, this is a passive one, but I'm just gonna copy paste the on-demand one. Right there. Mark planning, plan manual. Okay. All right, mark paste. Put this guy somewhere. Right there. Do not need to have crafting input buses. Or an input bus. Can move you. Robust tungsten steel machine casing. Time to take the time. UMV energy hatch. Okay, so for fluid extractors, can I put the casings anywhere? Yes, that's a good sign. So I need a stocking input hatch right there, and a output hatch right there. You should be a stocking bus. Right there. 2 wireless connectors. White for output and black for input. Black, white, black, white. Okay. Looks like little cat ears on the fluid extractor. Let me get the energy hatch. I'll put this guy right there. Sure. Now it has a nose. And there we go, like that. There we go. This is our passive fluid extractor. If I need it for anything else, it's there. But prismatic naquadot dust. Gonna go ahead and just turn everything into the liquid. Yeah. And you're telling me that I should have a singularity storage for prismatic naquadot. Okay. So I'm going to have a whole bunch of prismatic acid built up. And if I need the prismatic molten stuff, there's a whole bunch of other things. I don't think I really need it though, right? Prismarine precipitate makes prismatic crystal, which makes prismatic gas. And that's how you get prismatic acid. So, okay, so we're just skipping like a million steps in that case. So now if I just need prismatic solution, I just craft it directly. Okay, I think it's turn out to be a big improvement. Oops. Okay, so that's another QFT recipe. We have space for one more before I need to add more QFTs. So what's another one that I should add? Let's take a look. It's like something like this. I don't think we really need it because we're crafting all of this like basically instantly. I don't care about it. Same thing with this. I'm gonna drink some water while we look through it. We already have that one. Maybe this one for superconductor or whatever. I'm not sure though. We have that one already. We just set up this one. Might be you. I'm always running out of T-SETI seaweed extract. Maybe this is the one I want to do next. Radox would also be good. Tell you what, I'm going to hold off on it until I notice something is giving us problems. But I know that we have an extra QFT. There goes my internet. I'm surprised the internet lasted this long without cutting off. It's like a new record. Yeah, new record for a while. It's been a consistent thing, like once a day it cuts off, but this is like the longest, about an hour and a half until it actually does cut off. But we're back. And I duped myself. So we have about 30 minutes until I usually end the stream. So what I wanted to do is see if we can figure out like passive infinity production. At least for one DTPF, and then try to do something that's scalable. I have 2 billion infinity here. I use so much of it though. I need more. Yeah. We're gonna try doing some kind of automation here. But what I was thinking is using color coding. Now I'm not 100% sure how color coding works, but I imagine that it'll I don't know if someone can help me out here, or if there's something in the quest book that talks about it. I'm not too sure. So I guess we're going to playing with colors. I think it's this one actually. Hang on, let me see here. Anything else with color coding here? So I guess the question I was trying to ask is if there's a priority. My understanding is that there is. It'll prioritize like a certain color, and I think its priority is based on this list, left to right. So if I want something to like run, then I want it to be this color. But no, I don't want to do that. So what I'm thinking is to have it white. May have to change this connection, but it actually doesn't matter because it's output bus anyway, so it's fine. but have the passive recipe doing white. And then if it detects something in like any of the other colors, it'll actually run. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know if it's gonna work like that, but I'm gonna still try it. So, let's try something. I think I'll just put it like right here. And I'm gonna have to color it white. It's going to need a stock replenisher. Gonna need an anchor. White cable. The stock replenisher. Not finished yet, how dare you. You're crafting Bioware circuits. Put the anchor right here. There's going to be 2 storage buses. That was my clone, don't worry. Storage bus right there. Okay. Stock replenisher. Put you right there. And a wireless connector. Right there. So this one's only going to need 1 channel. Yeah. So I'm just trying to see if I can make like some kind of scalable system or little setup. And also to confirm that it actually works with the color coding. Because it was always my understanding that if a multi-block does a recipe, it'll keep doing that recipe until it runs out of stuff. So if I'm gonna be passiving infinity, then maybe I don't want to have it running nonstop, right? It's a molten infinity. And we're only gonna set up 1 for now just to see what it does. So I think this is the recipe I want to do. This one. So I need you, and you. So the stocking input hatch is going to have, you're just going to pull everything. You're going to have circuit 3. Now you, infinity comb, infinity catalyst, exotic catalyst, we'll say 10 million as well. It's going to eat everything, but that's fine. Okay, so it's going to be running. I don't know how much infinity catalyst you have, but for example, let's say this is running. What happens if it gets another recipe that has a higher priority? For example, a space-time. Is it actually crafting? Yes, you are. It switches. So it does work like that. Oh. So I just want to see what happens when it actually finishes the craft. It takes a while to finish. I think molten space-time is also going to be something we passive, I think. Okay, so it looks like yes, that's how it works. So it's gonna keep trying to do this recipe, and then when it's not able to, or no, when something shows up on another hatch, like one of these hatches, it switches over to this one because these are higher priority. Because this one's on white, the lowest priority. So I'm gonna need to level maintain infinity catalysts. Which is not a problem at all. It's just infinity dust. Yeah, that shouldn't be too bad. So infinity catalyst, we'll say I want to have 1,000,000. Craft 10k at a time. And there you go, enjoy. And then have something to store both the residue and the molten infinity. Okay, then you're already storing molten infinity. Thank you. And the residue? Don't remember. No, you're not. Now you are. So I'm gonna leave just this one running. We'll see, like, mostly just to see it. I just want to see it running, honestly. But I can totally like scale this if I want more. So notice how this one did not stop running. It's still running because it switched to molten infinity. And it's gonna keep doing this recipe until it runs out of stuff, which I'm not even sure if it will. It might actually, because I don't know how fast we're producing infinity catalyst dust. We do have 2.4 billion. We don't have combs, so no, that's a catalyst. Never mind. We have 91 million combs. So, yeah, I don't know if we're gonna run out. I guess we'll just wait and see. So that was it. That wasn't too difficult, actually. Okay, cool. Another thing I wanted to like should probably start setting up passive for like other fluids. For example, space time, especially. I need space time. So let's set it up. This one's not too bad. It's just energized tesseract and infinity. And I can level maintain this. Which one's better, actually? I think this one's better. Okay, we'll set up same system for molten spacetime. Planet. Molten Bruidit. Finally with the passive automation, right? I'm still going to have like the recipes there in case I need to craft more. But this should like reduce the amount of time it takes to like actually produce stuff. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put this guy, paste it right over here. Right there. Fluid storage. So you're also going to have exotic catalyst. And also let me connect this to AE2. Okay, so you're going to have for space-time. We're not doing this recipe. We're doing this one. You also need the hypervisor matrix. So I should be able to just craft one. That might be a problem though. I tore down the 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 compressor. This one, large electric compressor. So I don't think I can make another one. I told myself I wasn't gonna like need it, but I don't think this would work unless how much power you're actually getting. Did I increase your power? Don't remember. No, so yeah, it's not gonna craft it. So temporarily, I'm gonna set up the compressor again. Centric condenser can't even be seen. Yeah, I'm gonna craft it. Put it right here again. I'm gonna give it a. It doesn't matter what I give it. Like that, 14 and glass 10. Sure. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna build it right here. May not have enough stuff for it though. I totally did. Okay. So I'm just gonna leave it here as a permanent thing. Mostly for recipes that take way too long. I still have to upgrade that. I recognize. May not have to actually. Maybe it'll just work. I guess we'll see over time. Put a wireless connector right there. And one for the output. Output bus. Right there. Another wireless connector. Output white. Input black. Calling this. I'm compressing it. Queuing mode. Black. White. Black and white. Okay. Compressing it. Then you need a wireless UMV hatch and a maintenance hatch. Now, where does this stuff belong? That's a good question. Okay, anywhere that's not the pipe casings over here, so I can put it over here. I think that's it, right? So if I make a hypervisor matrix, just one, should be able to craft it. Yeah, that would have taken way too long to actually finish. Well, actually, no, it probably would have finished if I gave it the full amount of power. I'm not going to risk it, though. At some point, I do have to figure out like how to actually get that thing going nonstop. Which, having unlimited space-time, like passive space-time, will be great. And another thing to take a look at some point is like the convergence alignment matrix, this thing. I don't know how worth it is. It sounds like probably not, because the amount of like fuel you consume is like, it's a lot, and to make that much fuel you just need, and you end up needing more power anyways. So I'm not going to do that. Anyways. So for space-time, I need to have molten infinity. Not the cell, sorry, the fluid. 10 million of you. And the residue. No need for a circuit. But I'm also going to stock that hypervisor matrix thing. I guess I can also put it over here. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Yeah. Put this guy right here. Colored white. Thank you. Okay. So you should be crafting now or no? What else do you need? Tesseracts. Energized Tesseract. I'm pretty sure that's a misspelling of energized, but it's fine. As for this, I think I need to have this level maintained as well. Try to have 10,000 stocked, but the thing is, every time we make the based fuel, it does make an extra one, but I'm going to use this recipe over here for it. And get back a little bit of the exotic catalyst. 10k and then make 64 at a time. Okay, so that's already 1 trillion EU a tick, just being drained nonstop. That's pretty much why I wanted to wait until we got antimatter going, until I can get this going, because it's going to be eating up a lot of power. But I should also store space-time in a storage cell. Put that right there. And there you go. Okay. Okay. One more thing I wanted to do before I end the episode is actually improve our hypogen. Trying to see if I use that recipe. I don't remember. Yes, I do. Okay. So not just hypogen, but the molten quantum, this stuff here. Actually, do I even need to worry about it? Because right now I have it making in the blast melter, but I do have 16 of them, so maybe it's not that much of a problem. No, it isn't. After I got the 16, it's not that bad. But I was saying like there's another way to make it using this, but it's a little bit recursive because you need hypogen to make hypogen, because molten quantum is used for hypogen. So I don't think I need to worry about this then. Yeah, never mind. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay. So a couple things I wanted to work on off camera. I think what I'm going to do right now is actually craft this. Make another group of component ass lines. Mark copy. Because that's one of the bottlenecks that we were seeing. Plan all manual. This is going to be expensive, but I'm going to try to get build this off camera. And you know, we have a little bit of time. Let me do something else. Something I've been meaning to do for a while. Oh, you guys are going to laugh at me so hard when I show you this. So for the past like couple months, we've been like slowly upgrading our base, crafting things to, you know, produce faster, right? There's certain machines, 2 machines that I have not dealt with in so long until like right now. I'm gonna do it. It's my fluid canners. They've been running on LUV, IV machines, single blocks forever. It's time to upgrade them. I just haven't found the need to do it until large Nakodot batteries. We actually make a lot of these for solar panels for some of these crafts. They get pretty expensive actually, but it takes forever. So we have an IV canning machine, 15 seconds per, and that takes forever. So hilariously, that is one of the bottlenecks. So I'm going to have to upgrade it finally. And I'm going to do it on camera so that I actually do it, because I've been stalling for so long. I need 2 of them, one for canner and one for fluid mode. And you can tell I've been stalling on it for so long, I don't have any of the recipes ready. There we go. And then... is that all it takes? I guess so. You and you. Do you need to be crafted circuit 12? Right there. Okay. So Turbo Can Pro. Let's go ahead and put this down somewhere. Put it right here. Right there. Mm-hmm. It's a weird shape for a multi-block, honestly. Oh, it's not. Hang on. It's not flush with the ground. Still higher? Yeah, 1 block higher, okay. Yeah, right there. I should be able to put the other one a couple blocks this way. It's like that, right? Just to wash air it just a little bit. Yeah, okay. So where can hatches go? Anywhere on top. That's a good sign. So this one can run on fluid canner. This one is going to be items. So it looks like whenever I like lag out and then I rejoin the server, a lot of the textures break. For example, my matter manipulator is not there. Why is it not there? That's fine. So 2 maintenance hatches. I'm going to put you there, there, and then energy hatches. I need UMV wireless. I might as well make 2. And I'm going to put an output bus and an output hatch. Not that one, need the Giga. U. You have energy right there, right there. You're going to be sharing the outputs right there, like that. And then I need 2 crafting buffers. One right there. And one right there. So I'm going to call this one fluid canner. And I'm going to call this just a simple canner. Wireless connectors, I need 2, 3 of you. One right there, one right there, and one right there. White for output, black for input. So the 2 blacks are first and then the white one. One, 2. This one's going to use 2 channels. It's not connected to anything. That's for macerator spam. I don't know what that's for. There you go. Put that right there. Okay. And then finally, after so long, actually take the patterns out of the canning machines. It's been a long time, but it's time for you to get upgraded. I mostly noticed like it was super slow because of how long it took to craft fiery blood. We were actually crafting it really slowly. Plus other things like RE batteries, we use those too. Especially for things like as well, large Naquadria battery. That's also really slow. And these machines have been around for a while too. I just never really upgraded them. And I think that's like one of the last things. We still have this extruder, but I don't even make that saw blade anymore, so I don't care. And the brewery, which I also don't care. It's just for random potions. That's all the batteries go there. And I think that's everything. That's regular canner, and this is fluid canner. So if I try to make a couple of those Quadria batteries, like you. Instant craft. Okay, I'm glad I did that. Yeah, because that was one of the bottlenecks. Okay. Yeah, it's about 2 hours in, so let's go ahead and wrap up for the episode. Gonna finish off with trying to craft this right now. I think I still have the plan covered. Right. Yeah, it should. It doesn't look that expensive actually, because I think we have a lot of the components crafted already. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm also gonna like power it up and then get continue crafting the Eye of Harmony stuff. That's the next step. Other bottlenecks that I have to work on are the macerator. So I think I'm gonna do that next actually. Get the macerators to be groups of 32 like all the other machines. Because things like transcendent metal take forever. Like this stuff here, we need so much of it. And it takes a while to turn into the dusts. So I'm also going to expand this one next. So I'm going to do those two things off camera, which is setting up the component ass line, just doubling it, and then adding more macerators, and then continuing the Eye of Harmony stuff. And that is the plan for overnight. Yeah, okay. So we'll just go ahead and call it here. I've returned after a couple of days break. Things have been kind of everywhere with the whole move-in situation, move-out situation. I wouldn't say situation, that's a strong word, but like it's different for sure. Anyways, I'm going to try to stream every day until the move out. So that's what, 3 more episodes? 4 more episodes? 2, 3, 3 more, yeah. Because I'm gonna be busy on Friday and the rest of the weekend. So 3 more episodes. I'm gonna try to stream them, and then after that, once I move out, we'll see. That's the best thing I could say right now. Anyways, for now, have a good night. Thank you for your time and support as always, and I'll see you guys next time. Dang, look at me with the introduction. I'm getting better, or the outro. Yes, actually, I am gonna be playing Terraria. I don't know when, but I will be playing it. I have been. I'm starting to pick up that itch to play other games. Again, it depends on how the internet is. We'll see how it goes, though. Anyways, for now, take care. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.